Chceš niečo hovoriť na začiatku?
Dve vety, áno.
Tak môžeme začať.
OK.
No, tak si na pláne. Do I have control?
Yes, you. I did it once.
Niekde je niečo, hej.
Are you nervous?
Vôbec.
No worries. They are very kind. They are very
Môžem vám dať na tých kartu.
Exactly. No worries. No worries.
To je potrok týždňov na dovolenke už. Neruším ako slovenský správne. Mám taký pocit niekedy. Neviem, čo si to prosím. Vedúca, začneme. Pani vedúca. Čo? Však ale už máme 0-1. Ja som myslel, že ty s tvojou germánskou presnosťou budeme... Pravda. Si si prečo prestala uvádzať svoje meno?
Aby som sa mohla zasťačať.
Wow. Takzvaná exit stratégia, hej?
I do. Of course, yes.
I will, but...
Adam, a ty si nejaký mikrofóny a takéto veci, to máš riešené to audio v tej celé?
Just so you know, that's the microphone, so it's just like a sphere microphone, so you see it. No, it's good because it's like a... No, it's good. I mean, it's streamed and you can hear ourselves. But I will stand. That's okay. That's fine because it's like it's sort of like a spatial microphone. You don't need to stand on some expensive shit. It's good. It's good.
Okay, so... What?
That's good.
Wait. I start?
No problem, but I want to understand.
That's good.
I can.
Whatever you prefer. No worries, Andrii. Okay, good evening, everybody. Dobrý večer všetkým. I'm happy that you are here in such an amount. Great. As I promised it, today we have our speaker present here in person. Welcome, Andrii Kopylenko, please. Andrii Kopylenko is not an architect. He's actually, as we put it before, he's a self-made architect. This guy is doing housing for people who lost their homes. So he's doing a really kind of social work. He is the co-founder of the district charitable organization. And today he will talk about his work in Ukraine for the people who lost their homes because of the war. I hope you will enjoy it. And Andrii, thank you for coming. It's really a great pleasure for us to have you here. So, and the floor is yours.
Thank you. So yeah. I think for 3 years with this social housing, and we understand this situation not only in Ukraine but all over the world, that our world changes, and because of climate situation, because of the war or economic situation, a lot of projects should be not very expensive, not very fancy. It should be affordable, it should be understandable for people, and social infrastructure is very important for our future. So I'm a co-founder of District One Foundation, and our main direction in Ukraine is building homes for refugees, for ADPs, finding new solutions for recovering economic or agriculture sector, etc. But first of all, it's recovery homes, social infrastructure, and everything what are close to architects. So it's our Instagram. If someone wants, you can follow, because at the end of the presentation I will present our next idea, because we want to make a project with not only Ukrainian architects, we want to create a project with international architects, we want to involve a lot of people to recover Ukraine, and I think for someone who wants to find new opportunity or new work, you can just follow and see what it will be. So when we started, it was just a group of volunteers who wanted to repair homes, and we cleaned streets, we cleaned some schools, kindergartens, and help people to recover their homes with volunteers. But in, I think, 2 months, we understand that when we clean the building and everyone see that it works and the building now clean, and because as you see, it's a huge problem, because after the missile attack, big buildings are totally destroyed, for example, for 2 floors, and nobody wants to clean it up, because nobody wants to be involved in this process, and volunteers is very useful. And after that, we show to reporter, to media that it's important to work with volunteers, and after that, a lot of people from United States, from Europe, they came and showed that it's important, and after that, for example, CNN made this video about this building, and in 2 months they found the budget for this building, and it was very important, because I think more than 200 people found a budget for recovering their homes in 3 or 4 months. It's because of us, and it was very important.
This was once someone's home, a place where children played and families gathered. Now this group of volunteers is working hard to restore what was lost.
I feel that we are really gathering.
You're unified.
Unified, yes. We are together, and we know that it's our home, and all Ukrainians understand that we need to rebuild.
Hundreds signed up to join more than a dozen cleanup operations across key suburbs, launched by charity group District 1.
We are all different, we have different age, different interests, but we work here together as one.
Colorado native Carl Vall is among those helping out.
The building that we're in now has been bombed by the Russians, and this has to be covered by the homeowners themselves. So by all these people coming out and helping, it's really helping to jumpstart that process for them.
This tiny village of Mila became a front line overnight when Russian forces, barreling towards Kyiv, fired wildly at apartment blocks in their path. The rounds set the building's roof ablaze and destroyed the upper floors. Civilians were killed, even as they fled. Resident Maria Popova witnessed the horror. We hid in the basement. We were very scared, she says. We sat and watched our houses burn.
Russian troops have withdrawn, but the devastation they left behind is incredible. Homes here were shattered in an instant, but rebuilding life, that will take much longer.
Yes.
And those recovery efforts are up to communities.
Army has a job, soldiers working, and we are working.
So they have a job on the front line,
yes.
You have a job here too.
Yes, yes.
Oh. 77-year-old Popova was the first to return to the building. Her apartment was largely spared. I believe in our army, she tells me, and there's no place like home. When you're at home, the walls calm you down. With war never far, just living in Ukraine feels like an act of defiance.
So, after this, we understand that maybe our job is not so like nothing. It's really important. And after that, we found this building. It was, I think, in 1 month after that. And we understood that we can find not only volunteers, we can try to find budgets to recover all of this building. We found architects, we found builders, and we found budgets. And we recovered this building. And it was the first building in the Kyiv region, which was totally rebuilt by Ukrainian NGO. And for us, like for a group of volunteers who just was in invented 4 months ago, it was huge, developed, and it was really important for us. And after that, we created homes for different people. We covered kindergartens. We covered kindergartens in Kyiv region, in Chernihiv region, and other regions where was deoccupied. Then we built homes with concrete, with wood, with bricks, with different type of materials, because we tried to find new solution, new way, because a lot of people said, okay, 3D printing is something new. Okay, wooden technology is something new. Okay, we know how to build it fast. We know how to make a prefab house. And we tried everything. And it was like our skills, because we didn't find, we just tried, and it was very important. And now we know how to build from concrete, how to build from wood, and how to build, for example, from bricks. And why one solution is okay for Kyiv region, and the other one is bad for Kherson region. And our main project from 2023 was this 13 houses for IDPs. It was our idea to create these homes for certain families which lost their homes, and we found a local authority which gave us a land plot. And next, we divided it into certain pieces, and after that, we gave this land plot with a home for people. And after this project, we got this nominee for award Bauhaus, and it was wow for us, because it was just my idea to create these homes with as just a piece of paper. I made this home and said that we can do it with this amount of money, because we saw that global NGOs creating very, very small houses for IDPs with 20,000 euros, and I said that why not? We can do it cheaper, we can do it more comfortable for people, and we found this solution. So let's begin with our topic, social housing. Who knows? Nothing is more permanent than who knows what?
Temporary.
Yes, it's true. It's true, and it was our main thing that we saw in Ukraine, and we understood that if we will just sit and doing nothing, nothing will change, and people will live with these small houses, and it will be not so good. And you can see it in Japan, for example. You can see it in UK. You can see it in other countries where, developed economy try to help people, but they build these homes and nothing after that. And people living here for 10 years, 5 years. In some cases in UK, after the Second World War, people still living in this temporary solution housing. And if you want to change something, you need to do it. And now I want to show you what does it mean, social housing and affordable housing. Maybe who knows what is the difference between it. So the main difference between these is ownership, because social housing owned by someone else, it's not a private property. And if we are speaking about affordable house, it's private property. And we are working in this social housing part where it can be public housing or community housing. Public, it's owned by government, and community owned by NGOs. In 90% of the world, NGOs own this community housing, and we are part of this community housing. So social housing criteria for us, and now we understand that it's a criteria for the best projects. If you will create a project which will be fast, inexpensive, and comfortable, I think 90% we will get the money and we will get this project and we will build it. But it's very difficult to like compare all of these things in one project, and we try to. So now in Ukraine, we see that our government and in other countries too, when they try to build something for refugees, they are trying to do it fast, they try to do it inexpensive, but 90% means 100% is uncomfortable because people try to live in these homes, and it's in Ukraine, and it's very difficult to live here in winter because of the weather, and it's very difficult to live it in summer because of the weather. And a lot of people try to like survive in these buildings and try to find new solution. It was our dream to help these people and to stop this temporary solution. So you can see how it looks like in Syria, and also we saw this building in Kherson region from UNHCR, from UN agency. They delivered these plastic buildings to Kherson region and gave it to people and said that, okay, we solved this problem with homes for people, but you can imagine how to live in a plastic box in like 30 degrees weather. It's unbelievable. And people just use it like a garage or something like that. It's a homes in Africa. It's not so like long period of time before. It's 2022, and if everyone will try to find a new way how to help people who are like in this way, it will support, it will help for everyone. Because if you know, for example, in South Africa, in Cape Town in the 90s, the government used this like theory that they like upgrade the slum places of Cape Town, and in 10 years people lived better and the education system will grow in this situation. So we see that also it can work in all over the world. If we will like create this good environment for people, they will live in normal life in future, and their kids will live, and after that everything will be okay, maybe. But we wanted to change this tendency and offer refugees comfortable social housing. What type of construction technology is this? What do you think? What kind of this construction technology we chose? Okay. Wood. Yes. Yes. And why wood? Because Ukraine is full of wood. Because a lot of wood in Ukraine. But it's a problem, for example, for Kharkiv region now, or for Kherson region because of the front line. But totally, yeah, wood is the most cheap material for Ukraine nowadays. And it's like a next path for social housing. Every time we need to like research the material which are like okay for this region. For example, when I was in Kenya, in Africa, and I researched this problem, and also in this country, I saw that they don't have normal wood for building because all of the wood in Africa is soft, and they need to deliver it from other countries, and it's a little bit problem, for example, for that region. Also for Ukraine, wood is perfect, so we try to use it. But next, like was problem. It's not a problem, but a lot of people from government or from local authorities who were close to owners who had like fabrics of prefab housing, they said that no, we need to use prefab housing. It's the best solution. We can build a lot. We can build it fast, and it's more like affordable. But we have a problem with the time. If we have a fabric, we can create, for example, 10 houses per month, or 20, or 12, I don't know, maybe 100 if it's a fabric from, I don't know, United States. But next problem, it's a logistic. And logistic is so huge problem because after the war, for example, or natural disaster, no roads, no like normal connection with electricity. You cannot deliver this home on the land plot. And it's not just my words, because as I said, we worked a lot and we created these prefab houses. And the like price of logistic for this construction was I think 15% of all of this building because of this time of delivery, because of these problems with these huge machines. And the next one, for example, in one house, the house was so close to other one that we cannot like put this house because we need to grow other house, and it was a problem. And our donor said that no, we need to build like this. It was their like idea. And when we created it, we understood that no way. Sometimes it's good when we have like a full land plot and without any houses, and we can like create this road to this place. But if we're speaking about real life, it's difficult to create. So we chose this beam frame house technology, and it's very good for Ukraine because of climate. We can build it in winter, and also we can build in summer. And if the wood is not raw, it's okay, and we can like build it anytime and very fast with local people or local builders. We just gave them the technology, or will support with some kind of building. And after that, we created these first two buildings. It's our first two homes from 2022, and it's like how it looks like inside. As I said, it's not so fancy, but it's really comfortable for people. And I also was in this home and we tried to live for 1 or 2 days and then because it's like a normal home. So it was a plan for this building. Look, so perfect. We have a plan, and when we built it. We understood that we have a huge problem with this house. And what do you think is a huge problem with this house in Ukraine? Huge problem is winter, because we don't have this place like the corridor.
Corridor is the
Corridor.
same, like wardrobe.
Yeah, corridor. Like, so we didn't have the space at the entrance, and the wind was like going inside, and it's not energy efficient solution. And how to change it? We changed it like this. We just put the wall like here, and after that we like destroyed this wind, because now we have two doors, one this and one here, and this corridor is very useful for example, bicycles or other equipment for people. We changed the window, and after that we understood that it's very important for all our future solutions. And it cost us nothing, because we understood that we can use materials from which was like extra when we built, for example, certain houses. We understand that we have extra materials, and we need only wood, we need only some kind of insulation inside, and it's not a problem to build this without any other cost. So after that, yeah, I want to show how it looks like first, and then with this part of this building. So, and now I want to show you our project, which are now on a stage of building. We have created all foundation of this project. Now it's 10 houses for IDPs. All of the families have more than 5 kids, and or they have someone with other like problems, like health problem or etc. Because it's was our idea. And also we have this huge home in the middle of this land plot, and some visualizations. It's how it looks like now, because I'm not in Ukraine for 1 month, and I want to see how everything is going. So we put it CCTV cameras, and now I can be like on a land plot every time, and I'm like a big guy from abroad, and I want to show and I want to see what's going on here, and everyone know that we can like make a screenshot of any kind. It's very important when you build something. Just it costs nothing, but it's very important. So next, it's about this big homes from this project. It's a big family for people who have kids, grandma who cannot like work to a second floor, and also we have a cutted budget. So what we should do and how we can solve this problem and how we can create something interesting. And I saw that we can compare this Scandinavian style of one room, one floor building, and add this Japanese style, because we know that Japanese people are very smart. They can use space as, like, I think it's the best kind of building when you see that how Japanese people try to use this space, because it's sometimes it's wow, wonderful. So we created this building, and the roof, if you see, it has not a normal kind of roof, because the corners from this to that, and when you will see it, when we will build it, everyone will don't see the like other part of the roof, and it costs also nothing. It's just a solution from our ideas, but looks really nice. And also, not everyone from like construction companies said, okay, we can. But when they saw this like on a paper, they said, oh, so it's nothing. It's so easy to create this roof. And according to the plan, you can see that we add this space. It's like our Japanese part of the building, because we want to like make this part is lower. This part is lower than that one, because we know that in Ukraine, a lot of people who live in a village, for example, they need to go outside and go inside every time, and every time the like ground coming inside and the building is not so clean. But if we will make it like in this picture, lower than other one, so we will like be in this part of the building, like this. And also we want to add here the water, because sometimes we need to clean, for example, our legs of our pets, and it's very useful to have water in this part of the building, because sometimes, yeah, it's very useful. So it's a video about this family. This one, family from this village.
Алло, Марія, доброго дня. Мені здається, що ми стоїмо у вас на другому поверсі.
Добрий день. Складно, що твоє фізичне життя стало. Ти не дуже розумієш, що завтра, чи так все і залишиться, а де ми будемо взагалі залишатися, чи тут, чи десь в іншому місці. Я думаю, що ми йдемо на місяць, максимум на 2. Я навіть не взяла там якісь такі речі, які мені були дорогі. Я навіть думала, я була впевнена, що я поверну. І з того моменту я жодного разу вже не була вдома. Деякі речі з дому є, ми навіть не розпаковували, бо ми не знаємо, чи варто їх розпаковувати, чи ми будемо тут, чи ми будемо десь переїздити. Немає визначеності. Ти людина, яка покинула свій дім, яка, можливо, і не повернеться вже додому. А для Аліни в цьому статусі, я точно знаю, вона каже, я дуже не люблю, коли на мене кажуть біженка. Я кажу, а ти скажи, ти біженка, ти просто переїхала, бо там, де ти жила, там є війна.
Знаєте, що ми хочемо вам сказати? Що ми вітаємо вас. Ми будуємо будинок для вас. Да. Так що...
I think it was the biggest part. And also I want to show that all our presentations or all our visualizations, it's not so difficult, and we stopped creating this difficult visualization. We stopped creating this if you're architects, you understand that sometimes this visualization can create it for months, maybe weeks, maybe days, but when we're working in social housing, we need to make it fast. It's the most important thing. And I know that if we will sometimes try to make it more natural or more understandable for some donors, but it's not so fast. We just losing these projects, and everyone, I think, today need to understand that as fast as you can create your project, it will be, I think, yours. So now in Ukraine, we can see that a lot of pictures from Ukraine looks like this, and not everyone can stand on the middle of the city and understand that it's not so comfortable as we can imagine. And it's a problem not only from Ukraine, it's a problem for all cities. I think Ukrainian cities, I don't know what's going on in cities in Europe, but in Ukraine we have a lot of problems with this urban design, and it's not comfortable to live. Also now in Ukraine, in Kyiv, for example, we have a problem with public transport, with a problem with these pedestrian areas, etc. And we want to change it because in 2018, our project, like District 1, was not a charitable fund. It was a festival in Retorska Street in Kyiv, and our mission was to find funds to renovate this street. And now we want to renovate and create again our mission and to make the more urbanistic and more designed cities with less amount of money. And now we can see that, for example, it's a project from 2 days ago when we delivered these windows to a home, to a building, and you can see the surrounding and it's not because of war, it's just because of our cities looks like this. And we want to change it. So we decided to create this small award from our foundation, and we will present it in January. But if I'm here, I can say to you that you can try to find maybe your desire, your vision will be perfect for us, and we will choose your, and it will cost for us 5,000 euros. And we will make this award for architect who will create the best idea for our office surrounding. Because we have a really nice office in the middle of a city, in this the old town, and we have this place in a backyard of our office with some streets, kindergarten, or not kindergarten, that's
Playground.
Playground, yes. This space where some car try to stop, and all of these streets around. So we want to, and it's a Google Map location. We want to create this award for someone who wants to help us to create this vision of our street. After that, we will prepare all documents for local authority, for city council, and I think we will move forward this project. And also we have funds for creating it, because it's not just speaking. I really want to make it. But first of all, we want to see how it can be from other people, not from our team, because we have architect in a team, we have our vision, but sometimes people who are involved in this territory, I think we can imagine it a little bit another. So I think that's all. Yes, thank you. If you have any question, I can answer. Thank you.
Andrew, thank you very much. It was really fast and very concise and full of information. So I guess there will be a lot of questions. If I may put the first one, I was quite curious how it works, how you like choose the people for whom you are creating this social housing. What is the mechanism for like
in
for the
different
choice?
projects we have different mechanisms. We have like a list for beneficiaries, and we like call these people and try to understand how many people in their family, where they live, IDPs, not IDPs. And some donors have their own criteria. Sometimes our team try to like make this list more understandable for a donor. But I don't gather in this part of work because I don't like it.
Because it's quite complicated
Yes,
to
I don't
choose
like
and
it.
the people.
After 1 year, I think I burn out very much because it's very difficult to choose people. It's for me, I don't.
It must be very emotional if you are
Yes,
like.
yes. Now I try to block it and stop it. I said to my team, no, I
And
don't
you
want.
keep your architect position.
Yes, like this.
I see. I see. Okay, so questions from your side, please. Go ahead.
How do you see the future of the Ukrainian identity and culture in the context of these current geopolitical issues? And how do you think that the artists can or creatives can reflect it within work? What challenges or even opportunities this hard time provides for you
I think it's a very difficult question, yeah. But now I see that it's about architects, yeah. Because we have like different problems also, not always with architects. We have problems with singers or people who want to paint or something like that. But for architects or for this part, I think it's like a Bitcoin because Ukraine now, like a Bitcoin 10 years ago, you don't know what will be in 10 years. But if you will invest your time or your money now in this part, because somewhere, like, for example, in Kharkiv, now you can buy a flat or a land plot for $300, and after the war it can cost $300. And if you will invest it, your time, or I know a lot of architects who now try to find this way to be like a part of recovery of Ukraine, but nobody knows what will be. Maybe it will be a waste of time, and maybe it will be the best choice of your life. So it's just for people who want to, if you have a, like, if you want to be in this risk people every time on the top, if everything's okay.
Okay. Questions, please. You can just ask. You don't need to.
Do you think you will continue to create and design these houses after the war? Because it's less useful to have some houses which can be built very easily and with not a lot of money. So do you think you will continue this work after the war?
Yes, it's very interesting for us, and also we see that after the war we will have like huge amount of land for creating something new. And as I showed before the war, in Ukraine we had a lot of problems, also in cities, in big cities, and we can use our. Now we are on a way to creating our international NGO, because we see that our expertise is very useful for Poland, for example, after this floods, or some of our friends from the United States saying that after hurricane, why not? You can try to sell, like support us, why not? And we see that our job can be useful, not only for Ukraine, but only after.
I mean, there will be always people in a
Yes,
problem or in
yes,
crisis.
yes.
Great, but sorry, again, a question from my side, I'm sorry. I was only wondering because there was the question about the identity and then about the foreign architects coming to Ukrainian with their proposals for solutions, etc. And some of them very famous, some of them quite like, let's say, random or more random. What do you think about this intervention from outside? How you actually accept it? Is it okay, or you feel it's more about the kind of a modern colonization or whatever? Because I mean it's a quite complex situation. So what is your understanding
the
on it?
best thing will be for Ukraine if there's much international architects will come, because in Ukraine we have a lot of like post-Soviet architects, and it's not so interesting for nowadays. And now I worked with French architect, as I said, and his ideas was the best for Ukrainian culture, because he made a trip around the Ukraine for half a year, and he gathered all information from villages, from schools, kindergartens, and after that he created a presentation for I think 200 slides, and he showed us what I want to change in Ukraine, and he's from France, and he's really not really, but he's famous in Paris. And
perhaps you can say the name, because we have some students from France. So
Martin Duplantier. I can show you. But it was really interesting information, and I never saw it from Ukrainian, for example, architects. So why not? It can be really nice.
Okay. So you are positive.
100%, yes.
Because I was wondering, we had not the same situation, but it was similar in our country in the 90s, that we've been very much hoping for the intervention from the side of West architects and West developers and whatever. And now we are a little bit like, our assessment of the situation, what happened now is completely different, because when they came, the changes and everything was it was not that positive looking back. So yeah, be careful.
But the main part is the government. Government should create these laws, and they need
exactly,
to
they should,
but we cannot stop it. But if we will see it and we'll think that all our architects will create everything, we will be in a situation where we was before the war. Because for 7 years, nothing was developed. So I think it's a future for all spheres, not only for architects. But we need to be flexible
in the regulations. Keep an eye on the regulations.
Yes. But,
good advice. Okay.
One question.
What are the problems during the design of the house, like the one that you showed with the regulation?
Honestly, we have a lot of problems from the local authority to the building this house, because now we have a problem. Not everyone in Ukraine have skills for building, and construction workers are not so it's not builders from United States, for example, because we worked with guys from United States who showed us the technology and how it worked, and after that we understood that in Ukraine we don't have these people. We need to find them, and also according to the war, for example, now we have a lot of problems with delivery, with logistics, with missile attacks, etc. And so one is a local authority. Sometimes they are not really involved in the process, and they are government in this village, and sometimes it's not so easy to find a solution, how to find a way to build something in their lands. Because in Ukraine, sometimes local authorities or mayors think that they are landlords, they are not mayors, and they think, no, it's my land, I want to show you, I want to give you, I don't want to give you, but we know that it's a democracy and it's not your land. You cannot give us or grab land from people, but it's a problem. Sometimes we need to find a solution.
Oh, we have so much in common.
Yeah.
Okay, so more questions, please. Use the opportunity We have
Yes.
to present.
Can I ask what was your biggest, most generous donation, and how many houses were you able to build with?
How many houses?
Were you able to build with the donation?
The biggest donation that you received.
I think we don't get any donations from people. We just work with international organizations, and the biggest one was 1.5 million euros. It was just for this 20 houses. It's not a huge amount, but now we have a bigger project, but it will be in 2025.
Very effective.
Yeah. I just wondered if you had like some kind of a statistics of like how many houses in total have you built?
I think I don't have for now, because now we are in the process of recovering 350 houses in Kherson region, and in the process of building 20 houses and recovering 1 kindergarten and 1 school. So in total it's up to, I think, 600 for rebuilding and up to 50 for building, like this. And 2 kindergartens, 3 kindergartens and 1 school, and 1 will be in 2025.
I'm curious, because you mentioned at the beginning that, okay, you're not like fighting, but you're doing another, as we saw, very important role for the community, for the country. Is there a way how, and you also mentioned that it's very hard to find like skilled workers and so on. Is there a mechanism in Ukraine right now how to prevent those people that are important for your organization to be enlisted in the military? Like, is there some, because...
No, we don't have.
So you cannot count...
I think 3 months ago it was easier, but now all of us see that situation is not so easy in Ukraine because of the front line, and I think now it's impossible to solve this problem. Now we have a problem, for example, with this project in Kyiv region for 10 houses because of the company which are providing us this water supply system. All of their builders now like grabbed to army like several days ago, and now we are in a problem that in one way it's like they broke the contract, but in another way they cannot solve this problem because it's not their problem. And we don't have a solution for today how to solve this problem. We are in a way that we will find other constructor builders, but we paid already more than 1, I think, or 2 million euros to that company, and now we need to. And they said that we don't want to give you back this money because it's not our problem.
There is a solution. It was used always during war conflicts. Employ women.
Yes, we know, but in construction it's difficult. We tried and we saw that, for example, roof and sheets, it's too heavy, and it's just because of the...
We'll need to change technologies.
Yes, and now we're working on a project where we want to educate, because a lot of women, they don't have the skills and we want. And but it's a process. It's a process for years. We cannot like just grab all women and say, now we will build it.
Not really. Questions more? Oh, many questions.
Regarding the sustainability of the project, what do you try? Do you try to do some things, or do you just focus on the effectiveness and the price? Or do you also try to use like natural materials, natural insulation, or climatism design?
Yes, we try to find different solutions, but now we are like in a situation where it's very expensive sometimes for some solutions. For kindergartens or social infrastructure, we try to use solar panels. We try to use different stuff for make it more sustainable. But for private houses, first of all, it's insulation. Second one, we'll try to find a way how to avoid electricity heating system in Ukraine, because sometimes gas is too expensive or it's like unavailable in this village. And we need to, now it's more with the stoves. Yes, stoves is like the best solution for real situation in Ukraine. So we can like make a heating system with wood. That's all.
Some more hands. Yes, please.
Okay, I think it was said, was already said, but I just want to ask you how did you choose or do you have somebody in your team that does the research on, let's say, there is a plot that can be used, or there is something, some displaced people that should be, let's say, it could be built for them. How is it?
People, yeah? How we
Plots? How you choose the plots?
I mean, if there is someone in your team who does the research work, there are some people in need, and this plot is could be used for this.
First of all, we try to collect this information from like local authorities, and after that we hire the people who are more skilled in this, who have certificates, etc. And they like measure everything, also water, how it's using ground. Because one of our first project was also with a problem because of this situation. Local authorities said that this land plot is perfect. But and also they said that all of these certificates we will give you, and we'll give you this land plot. And when we started building, we understood that the water is too high in this land plot, and it was a huge problem for I think half a year. We tried to solve this problem because it's difficult to build on this land plot. And now we, first of all, we try to recheck all information. Also, if local authorities said that everything is perfect.
Some hands there. Oh, please.
Just wanted to ask if there is any sort of wider initiative in Ukraine, maybe connecting organizations like yours to other ones, or if it's sort of like everyone for themselves?
The biggest one in Ukraine now is UN agency, and they created this UHF project in Ukraine, and they connected all organizations, like local organizations, and try to they have program CIDAR, and they everyone who are working in recovery or building, they send all information about this rebuilding in this program, and after that, people from UN they track everything, and they understand how many houses already built in this region by whom, etc. So through UN, we are connecting with all big foundations who are already involved in this process.
The money that you receive, is it like there's a funding scheme which you need to apply for with a project, or how does this part of your job function?
If I can speak about it a lot, we have two directions. It's a private donors and international organizations, or it's like a government from abroad. Who has been there, like GIZ, for example. They have GIZ. It's organizations under government of Germany, and they are giving us these funds for some projects. So, but we don't like write the grants. We create the projects, and after that, we try to find a donor who want to spend their money in this project. It's like our way to find funds. And sometimes it's a private, as I said, like this Martini, or it's UN agency or GIZ, USA, etc.
You put it already at the beginning, how you started actually with your initiative, but perhaps to come back to our conversation before the lecture. For me, it was very exciting what you've been doing before, that you actually You said that you've been active in organizing festivals or something like that. So,
Yes.
so perhaps you can explain how you came to this kind of new job doing social housing.
Yeah, before the war for 7 years, I was a festival creator and I created events in Ukraine, and I was like a stage designer. That's why I know a little bit how to make the 3D models, but I'm not an architect, as I said. But I know how to make something fast and nice, attractive for people. And I know how a lot of like Crowdy try to how they working, how they living, and I think I read more than 10 books about urban design, because I know that all our squares, all our like surroundings, it's like an event spaces, and we need to like connect all of this information. And when the war started, of course, no events was, and I saw that I need to be involved in all of this process. And also because of the event industry, for me, all of this mess around was like normal day. And when the war started, it was like in my normal day. I just take all my family. We came in one part of Ukraine. After that, I came back to Kyiv. After that, to Kherson, and I also know a lot of people from different municipalities. And I think for me, the first 2 weeks was not so difficult. I just was like, okay, don't panic, we will find. And after that, I understood that I can be useful in this part of recovery, building. And also, I have an economic degree, and saw this problem with our governments, who said that we need billions and billions to recover this and that, and I just calculated it and said, wow, it's bullshit, it's nonsense, no. I don't want to hear it, just stop, and we will show how it can work, and we showed, and it works.
Great, and what about your colleagues, because you've been not the only one, like co-founder of the...
Co-founder Andrii, he has marketing expertise. That's why he created with nothing our identity, our logos, etc., and found people who can make videos about us, photos, etc. And with his support and our collaboration, everything works perfectly.
So, yeah. Great, a really bottom-up initiative. Great. So one can take you as an example, for example, also.
Yes.
Other crisis situations. Yeah, please.
One of the first lectures, there was also a company who did remodeling and stuff, and they focused on specific interior design choices, like some colors that are used in the new buildings. Do you also make specific choices regarding the interior of your houses, or is it mainly focused on just the architecture and then to people who
it's maybe it's not a secret, but I try to use Pinterest or other apps, and when I see a lot of likes, I think that it's attractive for people, and we try to use it. That's all. Because nowadays, I think a lot of people have their own vision and design, and when we was in villages in Ukraine, we saw that some of the buildings are awful, but this group of people who live in this house, they think that it's a perfect house. For example, this building, this color. Like this. But they said that it's perfect, and we can't change it. That's why when we created our own project, I just tried to understand for as much people like it, I think it's okay. That's all. Nothing special.
Oh, and there was also a thing connected with the interiors, with those old furniture and old stuff that they're doing kind of collections of all around the Europe, and something like to collecting interior pieces for their like renovated flats. You are not doing this kind of. Perhaps you can.
For these buildings,
Yeah.
for our projects, no, because we cannot use something which are not new, because we work with donors, and we need to create all of these procurement procedures, and we need to buy new. But for example, my home, I like it. I like eclectic, I like the style that we combine different styles. I think it's okay, but it's difficult, and sometimes it's too expensive. We work with the windows, for example, also when we started, and we collected windows from Europe and delivered it to Ukraine, and after that put it in the buildings. But in 1 year we understood that our donors don't agree with this, because of it's not so good. It's bad insulation, bad soundproof. It's new windows. We want to buy new.
Are there still some questions for Andrii, or are you satisfied with what was said already?
I try to be fast, because I think it's
You are like
it's Monday. I think. I also want to work.
You're like a Japanese Shinkansen, doing it very fast. Okay, great. So, I mean, this was a big and complex package of knowledge and information you delivered us. So thank you very much for coming, and it was really a pleasure. And we wish you, if I can put it like that, all the best for your initiative, and we wish you also that the war will be over soon with Ukrainian as a winning country. So thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice evening.
Yeah,